Hi, this is Rich Moyer. I want to tell you today, a friend of mine who is an internet millionaire shared this tip with me the other day, this hack on how to get better deliverability on emails. And I thought I'd share it with you, put it up on YouTube, because there's some really good stuff in here. And I'm actually doing a lot of measurement on my own to see if it works and make sure that I'm able to tweak it a little bit. But here's the basics of this. So again, I want to just figure out how to get to the next page. All right, there we are. All right, so it's a secret method, and it's not well known. In fact, my friend was telling me that there's somebody out there who's charging $5,000 to share this in one of his courses. This is just crazy. It's such an easy thing to do. Well, this technique will help you get better deliverability on emails, which means it's going to avoid the scans and rejections and put into the spam folder on most of the email systems. Again, this is it's meant only to improve the email deliverability. The whole point is to get your emails in front of people. So many things end up in the spam folder or just rejected by various email systems. Even Gmail, it tends to do this a little bit. Gmail is probably one of the safest ones. It'll put it into a spam folder. But many of the other ISPs will just reject it, or you won't even know you're getting it. Well, what it does is it involves putting hidden text at the end of your ad. And what that does is it fools the spam filters because when there's a certain amount of search engine optimization, they call it, it looks for certain keywords and triggers and techniques within the written ad copy that may be dangerous or may be spam or characterized as many other different emails are that end up in the spam folder. So what this does, it looks for some of these SEO triggers, but the longer the message is, the less significant that trigger would become. So it becomes less of a threat because of the length of the message. So what we're doing is we're just extending the length of the message. Your recipients don't see this at all. It does create a huge email ad body that sometimes won't work on some sites. So it may not work on safeless credit mails. But it still has a really good possibility of working well on some other ad types here. If you're sending HTML emails, you can try adding this to the end of your content, even if you're not using HTML formatting. If you're submitting your ads and the ad venue has an HTML editor that you can go into source mode here. You can try to do this. Now, what this hidden text is it doesn't matter what the content is. It doesn't even need to be in context with your ad. Let's see if I can get to the next page here. We're going to use an example of a notepad file, and we're going to build this hack into a notepad file and save it so that you can just copy and paste it from there. Once you save the file, though, you want to create a bookmark here in your browser so that you can find it easily, and or someplace where you can find it. Just leave it open. Other tools that I like to use if you have a Gmail account, which everybody does that ever use safe lists, because that's the only thing that's allowed to be used in many safe lists. If you pull up your email, you'll find that there's over on the right-hand side, and I'll see if I can demonstrate this. I may not have any content here, but if you just go right to, let's see, what is it? Over here. You see this right here? You can add these, by the way. If you go to the apps, there's a tool here called Keep. Keep is a really cool tool, and I actually have it installed so that it shows up here. But when you press keep, it's just a notepad. It's a virtual notepad. So you can take a note, you can put stuff in here. Some of them are limited in length, so you can't, they won't allow, it depends on how you're set up. It may not allow you to create a massive size note, but it's a good tool to use. Another one I use is Evernote. Evernote's another great one I've been using for a long, long time. But my favorite, of course, is to use JitBit. JitBit is it's a tool, auto text tool. This is something I use absolutely every day, and I have it loaded up with so many shortcuts here. You know, it's like $20 a year, and any tool that you're using every day in your business, $20 it's just so insignificant. Just go pay $20 for it. You know, it's one of those things. But what I have is a keyword set up here that when I come in, I'll show you how to do this. Everything's right here, and all I have to do is put this shortcut in, and it's going to copy everything behind that. So JitBit is a really cool tool to use. Now here's how to do it. On the first line of your notepad file, you have to have this HTML tag right here, and span, and you have to have the style equals, and then quote mark, display colon, none, semicolon, quote, and then the greater than sign. That is an HTML tag that's going to say, okay, hide everything from here until you get the end tag. And here's the last line of your file, which is going to be the end tag of that span, segment. So everything in here will be invisible. So your filler text goes here. Now I'm going to show you how to get to the filler text too. What I do is find a source of text or articles. Your content or topic doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be in context with your ad text. But it can't be formatted. It has to be just plain text. If it's formatted, you can copy it and then paste it in as plain text. Sources I use, I'm a World Profit member. I've been a Platinum VIP for about 10 years. And there's a tremendous article directory there. What I do is I pick 2 or 3 articles out, and I just concatenate them to come up with about 100 lines of plain text, not formatted. You can also use like Reddit or blog articles. If you have permissions, you can use PLR content, anything at all that's just text. It doesn't matter what it is. I would avoid anything that's going to create any, any red flags, just, plain text of generic topics that aren't going to do anything crazy with the search engines or things like that. And so what you do is you, after the opening tag, the span statement that had display colon none, you're just going to concatenate your articles in here. You can't have any special characters or formatting tags, just plain text. And one way to do that is copy it, and then just when you paste it into your notepad, use Control-Shift-V, and that'll paste it in as plain text. And then you got to make sure that closing tag is still at the end of your notepad before you save it. Now, when you're submitting your ad, and I'm going to demonstrate this for you, after you copy and paste your text ad or your HTML code, you have to be in a source mode on the HTML editor. You copy the contents of your notepad file into the end of that ad in the source mode, and then submit it. So any HTML editor that has an HTML source button will work. Now I'm going to demonstrate here. I have an ad that I'm going to post here. Let's see. Let's go to. It's going to give me a login. Okay, so I'm going to come here to credit mailer. This works in a credit mailer. So you see, I have my credit mailer come in here, and one of the things I got to do is put the number of. This is an excellent mailer, by the way. I've been using European Safe List for years. See this right here? This is a source code editor. So, I mean, if you see, I have to click it twice in here. It's one of those quirks that when my ad copy goes in, I have to click that. But you see, this is all formatted text that I have. Well, I'm actually going to go into the source code mode here, and I'm going to come down the bottom of the file. You said, remember I said I have that shortcut made with JitBit. Well, I'm going to put it in here and it's going to quickly paste itself in. All right. So here, just show you where that ended up. It started out. All right. See, at the end of all, it's easier to see when it's all at the end of it. All right, here's my signature line. And then right here is the start of my, wait a minute, no, it's not. All right, so as you can see, I just have some World Profit articles in here after the span opening tag, and then all the way at the bottom here, we're going to see span here to close it out. That's real important to have that, otherwise it won't hide it. So I have all of this, and when I click it back to see it in normal mode, you don't see any of the garbage at the bottom. Not garbage, I mean the articles that you're putting in there. So it's just basically filling it and making it invisible to the end user. And when I submit it, it's going to just mail it. So I don't have any problem at all with European Safe List. It works fine there. I do find that it does not work well on some safe lists that have credit mail. So it's what the admin of the site has. So that was as easy as it was to put in there. As I said, it generally works for just about everything here. It will only work on text or HTML add content as long as the editor has an HTML source code mode. So again, the safe lists are likely to limit characters, the number of characters in credit mails, but they probably are going to accept it for solos, HP solos, and super solos. Those editors generally don't have a limitation on the size. Another thing you want to be sure of is when you have an autoresponder message stream, you want to have that at the end of every message you have in your message stream. So I have literally thousands of messages in autoresponder campaigns. So I'm going to be working all of my HTML formatted autoresponder message stream messages to use this technique so that I can get higher deliverability on those. I do want to show you one other technique that I use that I've been using for a long time here. If I can get to the next screen. All right. One of the things that you have to realize is that you're limited to only the people who can view your messages on safe lists or wherever you're posting. But one of the ways that I've extended that is I post my messages also to my WordPress blog. WordPress blogs the default is to set them up so they are automatically indexed to the search engine. So when you post an article, post a post to a WordPress blog, it's going to update the search engines and let them know, hey, here I am. I got new content out here. Indexed and put it into your queue so that when people do searches, this will be eligible for them to come find it. Also, your WordPress blogs put a notification out there that on Facebook that a new post has been posted. And also on Twitter, if you have it set up that way. One of the things that might help here, George Kosh at World Profit has a list of WordPress plugins for SEO that he recommends. You may want to play around with that, get whatever plugins, there's a couple reputable ones out there, but I've used Yoast, Y-O-S-T before, and I was always very happy with that. George recommended a different one because of compatibility issues with something on his server, but that's okay. As long as you are able to get an SEO plugin for your WordPress blog to work, you're gonna see a lot better results on your blog post also. Additionally, when you are posting an article out there on your blog, you may want to play around with keywords. So go try Google searches that are going to give you a high ranking on keywords. That'll further improve your ranking and get to the point where your non-safeless users could be exposed to your ads simply by doing Google searches. Everybody does Google searches. Well, if they do a search on any one of the keywords that are in your article, if you're ranking higher in Google, your article is probably going to be listed there. So your ad could be listed as an article that somebody will be able to search in a Google search. Really a slick way of getting backlinks also. So it generates backlinks when you do that. I hope this has been helpful. I'd like to just open the invitation here that you can get to me on my YouTube channel or I have tons of stuff out there. My website is webcastsource.com. You're welcome to go there and check that out. Look forward to hearing from you, or you can send me an email through my website. But like to hear from you and see if this is working for you. Any help you need, please feel free to give me a call.